Our next guest, we have another Chris. It's Chris cubed today. We have three Chris's. Chris Logan, our friend
Hey,
from
what's happening, guys?
Hey, good to see you.
In sunny Florida.
Good to see you guys.
Yes, from Chris is from Tampa, Florida. He is the visionary and co-founder of Rise Real Estate Group. It's an investment company in Florida. His team operates virtually in 3 other markets, and through networking and phone sales, his team closes 7 to 10 deals per month. So that's awesome. So glad to have you with us to share all of your secrets and value.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here. I mean, you guys have put together an awesome event, and I've been seeing what you guys have been doing here over the last year or so, and it's really been cool. Like I like the events that you guys have been put on. Saw some webinars, so I'm looking forward to just being a part of it and just giving value however I can.
Thanks, and we've definitely been watching you. Haven't been able to hang out because of viral activity. But so we'll get right into it. And if you can, there's a little bit of feedback. If you can turn down just the audio just a little bit, that way it doesn't feedback into your mic. It's subtle, but getting right into it. You've had explosive growth in your business over the past few years. You've seemed to have kind of taken maybe like an engineer's approach to it, but if not that, definitely a laser approach to fine tuning the business to allow you to scale what you did. And so, what's your marketing plan look like in 2021?
Yeah, so I appreciate that. Yeah, the marketing plan for 2021, we're a really big outbound company, right? So we do a lot of outbound marketing. And what I mean by that is we're cold calling. We cold call, we do, RVMs, we do texting, anything that allows us to reach a massive quantities of people quickly. That's what we do. There's been changes with each of those marketing channels over the course of the years. And so because a lot of them have been kind of up and down over this past year with COVID, how one channel goes up, the other one goes down, one channel goes up, the other one goes down. It's just the cycle of marketing. We've added on a lot of other channels now too. So we're doing some PPC, we're doing some online marketing as well. But really cold calling has been like our number one channel that we do. We've grown that into a team. And I want to say we have like 9 or 10 people right now on our team. It's a virtual call center. We don't have these reps in house. Our entire company operates virtually. And that's kind of like our bread and butter.
Yeah. I know this is a growing trend. Cold calling. I want to say we experimented with a little bit. It wasn't really unique to me. But I know there's success in it because I know people like you that just crush it with cold calling. And ultimately, from a speed standpoint, it's fast. I mean, it's calling or texting. Like, there's really no other way to get in front of someone instantly. I mean, I guess you got PPC and all that, but PPC is there's still layers. Calling, like, you get someone on the phone now, whether they like it or not, you get them on the phone now, and at least you can start bringing them down the funnel. So how do you approach that strategy to make it the other person, like, no matter who's calling you, unless they're actually in your contacts book, you're not really looking forward to the call. Like, that's true.
Yeah.
So when they're answering the call, that. What are you doing to make it relevant? That 10-second window that you have for them to decide what they're going to do, stay on the call or hang up. What are you doing that's relevant for them in that moment to connect?
I think the number one thing that we do is we make it clear. We state who we are, why we're calling, and very specifically referencing the property if they consider an offer on their property. And so within that, just like you said, that 10-second window of connecting, they know who we are, why we're calling, and what the objective is for the call. We're there to give them a cash offer for their property. And at the end of the day, some people are going to be like, no, I'm not interested. Great. That's fine. Do you have any other properties you consider selling? And then we move on in that direction. If they say, no, I don't. Okay, thanks so much. Have a great day. But the biggest thing that I teach with our cold callers is that they need to have respect for the people on the phone. It doesn't matter how rude people are when you call, because if anybody that's listening to this has ever cold called before, you get a mixed bag of responses when you reach out to someone, right? So at the end of the day, like, it's about, treating people with respect regardless of how they treat you. It doesn't matter. right? And so that's the biggest thing I think that sets our team different from everybody else is, sometimes people will be rude and then other teams maybe hang up on the person and move on to the next call, but we don't look at them as just the next call. We look at them as our cold callers are on the front lines, providing an experience with our company, right? So people identify that experience with Rise Real Estate Group, right? And we want it always to be positive, no matter how challenging some people are to work with. We want it always to be a positive experience. So we train our guys to be very respectful. And my team lead, who oversees that team, he really enforces that for sure.
What behavioral trends are you seeing in those connections from pre-COVID to now, at least a year into it? Is there anything that you're seeing different in how folks are responding?
Yeah, so cold calling has just kind of changed altogether over the last several years. I mean, it went from when we first started cold calling in the real estate business. I've done it for every single sales job I've ever been a part of. But when we first started cold calling and implemented into our real estate business over the last 2.5 years ago or 3 years ago, it was funny when we were first calling them. The response initially would be, no one ever calls me. All I get is these letters in the mail, but you're the first person that's actually picked up the phone and give me a call. So that was amazing while it lasted, right? And there's still some people that do that. It's just those types of responses aren't as frequent now. So now you have a lot of people, like everybody and their brother, doing it. So it's really about how efficient is your process, how good is your team, and how you stand apart, right? And I think that's across the board right now for every single marketing channel, right? We're in one of the most competitive markets that we've seen in a very, very long time. And how you stand apart in this market is how tight your operations are and how tight your team is and the quality of the people on your team and just how efficient you are with every single dollar that you put out to bring at least $3 back or more.
Yeah. So in the couple minutes we have left, can you elaborate on that? How are you breaking through in that competitive market? Because like you, just in pretty much any market in the United States, 5 years ago, you get a few cold calls a day. I'm talking me personally. Now it's throughout all of our marketing numbers combined with my personal cell phone. I mean, it's probably like 30 or 40. How are you breaking through in that competitive environment?
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, so there's two sides to that coin, right? So breaking through in the competitive environment on cold calling, we're always hiring people, bringing them onto our team, cycling out the lowest performing reps on our team with a better rep. We make hundreds of thousands of calls a week. And at the end of the day, with that, it's really just about us being consistent. I think that's how you can break through with any marketing channel. If you're more consistent than the next guy, then you'll have success, right? But on the flip side, as far as how we're breaking through and being competitive in this market, we're balancing out our marketing channels now with a lot of self-generated opportunities. So we're doing self-generated opportunities as well as paid marketing. In this market, I feel like you have to have a balance. And it's kind of funny, like every other company out there, like roofers, pool guys, like all the contractors, their business model is very interesting because probably 30% of their business actually comes from paid marketing and the other 70% comes from referrals. But in our type of business, that doesn't really, we don't see that happening as much just because of the nature of the business. And so we find that you have to balance out those marketing channels, those paid channels, with also some self-generated opportunities, which you can only build through networking. That's networking with other wholesalers, networking with other flippers, networking with other attorneys, realtors, all that to balance out that the balance between paid and non-paid marketing. So I think now, again, that's just a part of being more efficient with our marketing dollars in an uberly competitive market where everybody's trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. So last question, what are you doing or and you can answer it this way too, what should other agents or investors, because I think you're the only guest on today that's predominantly on the investment side, should you do to improve the experience of the end customer, the end client?
Yeah. I feel like what you can do to improve is just be the best version of yourself and your company, right? Because, and care about every single interaction as if it was your last, right? Because word travels. And at the end of the day, like if you care about that interaction and that experience with someone and that experience you're providing, making sure that it's the best every single time, then again, that's just a part of building your brand and how you're going to set yourself apart. There's a lot of people in the industry. I mean, talking even about the agent side, there's a lot of agents that don't care. They just want the sale. That's all they want, or they have commission breath. They instead of focusing on the seller's needs and what the seller wants, they're focusing on how can I close this sale to make that commission? But that's like the biggest mistake you can make, right? You got to focus on the process and understanding like what's important to that homeowner, why they're selling, drilling deep onto that, and really how you can serve them in the best possible way. And that's really how we stand apart with our buyers. We focus on how we can serve them in the best possible way. So that's really what I'd recommend, and that's the biggest builder of your brand that you could have.
I love it. I love it. Man, you've been growing like crazy. I know you're going to continue to grow. Look forward to having you on and actually having a beer again. In person. We need to go to Florida.
If this keeps going, we're going to have to do it over Zoom, and I'll just like.
I know.
Yeah, clink. All right. Hey, thanks so much, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Good seeing you.
Thanks. Yeah, good seeing you too, Jamie. And thanks, guys, for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, takeaways.
Yeah, again, connecting, but he's doing it in different ways. He's having to do it on the phone, which nobody likes being cold called. Like, it's just absolute truth. There's no one who says, man, I hope someone calls me today and that I didn't know or don't know and don't want them to call me. But being able to do that and lead his team in a professional, ethical, like value first, connect and provide value.
I mean, we can have a whole segment just on cold calling alone because Chris Logan does it just so seamlessly. It's like a buddy calling you. He's got it down. Like
he's a machine. He's a machine.
Right.